Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Excited.
Excited?
We are almost, what are we almost? A week and a half away
From the Switch
from this
2.
thing called the Switch 2.
Now, we were chatting, and I can't remember how much we actually discussed on the show last week. We were certainly talking about it, like kind of pre-show, the Switch 2 pre-order thing through Telstra, and like you like myself, had an order at EB Games. Have you? No, you didn't have an order at EB Games. It was the Telstra thing that I think
Order.
convinced you. So
Yeah, I still can't do it.
you can't do it. You're not a
all I'm going to do is go give EB my money, and that's the last of the money they're ever going to get from me.
It could be, yeah, at this rate.
You've done too many silly things, EB Games.
With everything going digital.
Yeah, digital, and hey, here's the midnight launch for our exclusive people.
You see, they walked that back.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that. I thought, yeah, of course it's not going to work, you fools. You'll have about 6 people turn up, which are the 6 people who probably purchased your $50 a year subscription for free socks.
And you'll anger people too, and I'm sure it's because they probably just upset a whole bunch of others, and people go, "Well, I'll just take my business elsewhere," which is something I did, not because of their deal, but just purely finances kind of determining that I kind of needed to have a payment model and just drip feed the payment rather than just pay it all in one. But
I mean, I could just switch to JB.
Well, yeah, that's true. Like in that case, you're just paying it all in one hit, but it's an option as well. Is Amazon doing it?
Everyone's doing it. Officeworks is doing it.
Yeah, Officeworks is a weird one.
I know. Stick to your sticky notes.
Actually, Amazon isn't doing it.
They're not.
Amazon doesn't have. They've got Switch 2 games,
but no Switch 2. Maybe they're sold out.
Yeah, it could be that. They've got accessories. They've got a whole bunch of the different games.
So they've got all the Switch 2 things, but not the thing you need to play the game on.
But not any of Nintendo's games though. So like they've got Yakuza 0, they've got Cyberpunk, Hitman, Daemon X Machina, they've got Rune Factory, Split Fiction. I'm sure there's Sonic and Shadow, but like Civilization 7, but they don't have any of the Nintendo developed titles, which I guess in this case would be Mario Kart, but also even pre-orders for Donkey Kong, which is interesting. But whatever, there's plenty of options. I think like most places still have Switch 2s in stock, and Nintendo have been stockpiling these things for months. So, anyway, it is what it is. All right, yeah, Switch 2 is out soon, and we'll find ourselves talking a lot more about the Switch 2 over the course of next month, and then certainly come the end of next month when we do our June updates, we'll be talking probably about Mario Kart and
that's it, just Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else. And whatever else it is we play. But for now, it's the end of May. There's been a few big games come out this month. There's some big games from April still to work through. Matto, you and I have got a bit of crossover. I've got some games that you don't, but there's certainly a few that you've got that I also have. Kick things off with wherever you want to start. You've got 2 games you want to discuss.
A whopping 2 this month, because that's what's taken up most of my life for
2 pretty epic games, though, to be fair.
May. So the first one we'll start off with is Doom: The Dark Ages.
Nice.
So I played it. I finished it.
Oh, see, I haven't even finished it yet.
I finished it today, and I can say it could have been a Game of the Year contender. I just feel like, not being harsh on this, overall, it's good. Combat, great. And something that we haven't seen in the past games is a reasonable story. A good story.
Oh, okay. Whereas I'm kind of like, whatever about the story.
When you get further into it, I don't know, whereabouts are you up to?
I'm up to chapter 14 or 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like between there, it just goes, for some reason, the cutscenes just disappear for all of a sudden.
Oh, and it just gameplay sequence into gameplay sequence, right?
And then all of a sudden, it just reappears again. Going, oh, so it's cutscenes again. Like, I would say it's good enough you could make a movie out of it.
Yeah, right.
But the problem I have with it, and I think a lot of other people have had the same problem as well, those dragon levels,
yeah,
are boring, underwhelming. The dragon's cool, don't get me wrong. If you did it once, and that was it, that'd be fine.
How many times did you do it in the end? Because I've done it twice, like 2 big dedicated dragon hub sort of spaces.
I feel like there's 1 or 2
One
more.
Okay.
And it's the same thing.
fly around, take out this tentacle
Shoot a
thing that's
spaceship,
there,
yeah.
or shoot the
Shoot a space-
spaceship, land on
shoot a
this bit,
spaceship. Yes, and the
get off,
spaceship
shoot
is-
everyone up.
Yes, I know the smart thing about the spaceship is it actually leads you to the next objective.
It did.
So I
It
thought,
does. I cottoned onto that because I was like, I'm trying to shoot
Like,
it down. Like,
oh.
why is this prick not exploding? I've hit it so many times.
So like, why does it disappear? Oh, there's a tentacle there. It's like, oh, okay, makes sense. But still, I wanted to shoot that thing. I wanted 50 gold for that, shooting down that stupid spaceship.
Yeah.
And dodging and shooting some turrets on a ship, which you then land on. So that's one. And the second one is, I don't know what those big giant robot things are called.
Oh, the big mech.
The big mech, whatever it is. It's just, it's cool doing it once, but doing it like 2 or 3 times, it's just boring. And I feel like there's 22 levels, chapters, whatever you call it.
A
I feel like
30-story Atlan mech is what they're calling it.
an Ackland mech.
Atlan, like
You
Atlas.
probably could have cut that. You probably could have cut that from the game as well. You do it once, that's fine, but it's just, I feel like there's a lot of filler they could have just cut out. There's some good levels, don't get me wrong, but there's some other levels you just look at and go, why am I doing this for?
The mech in particular for me is the one that I feel like could have been trimmed right back. So you can do it once, maybe near the end of the game, you go on some really awesome power trip doing it. But doing it. I mean, I've done it twice, maybe 3 times now. No, I think twice. Two big dedicated ones.
There'll be one more.
But because you don't get out and shoot, it's got its own mechanics, and they're all pretty basic ones. Get in there, and I'm playing it on PlayStation for those need the context. But like R2, R2, R1 for that ground basement, like, and then or you charge that
L2,
beam up to its
dodge.
full thing, and then like it's pretty basic and repetitive, and it doesn't feel nearly as satisfying as just running around as the Doomslayer and shooting people. So
Throwing your shield. Throwing your shield is one of the coolest
throwing
things.
the shield is so good.
That shield, oh man, you're just like, there's all these zombies. I don't want to waste bullets. You throw your shield and go,
Just mows them.
Just absolutely mows 100 down in 20 seconds.
My favorite thing is
5 seconds.
those enemies with the shields, either the blue ones where like when you throw the shield it hits them and it kind of ricochets between a whole bunch of them, it spins around, takes out heaps.
Oh, yes.
Or the ones that kind of, you have to hit their shields a few. I mean, sometimes they come basically preloaded.
They
for
heat
you.
up.
But they heat up.
Yeah.
You heat them up
They
with your
explode.
gun, and then boom, you throw the shield at it. It just blows everyone up into space. That is so satisfying.
It's so cool.
Or even just throwing the
I
shield
agree.
and getting someone like hits a big enemy, and it's just, you can see it just kind of churning the meat through them as you then lay into them with bullets or whatever. Like it's
also a good tactic too. I don't know what the stupid 4-legged thing called. It looks like a brain. Is it an Archon or something? I don't know.
Oh, there is the floating brain
One,
thing. Yeah.
not the floating brain thing. The one with the legs that has the gun on the top of its head.
Oh,
That shoots
yeah.
people, yeah. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but
I mean, I played enough Doom, but I can't remember. But it's good. Like, you're getting absolutely pummeled with bullets. You're like, how do you stop this? Throw the shield at them. Stops them. Nah. They're shooting, and then you just shoot at them. for a
shield's
bit
pretty
and
reliable.
It is. And what are they saying for the whole game? Like, Sol Ripper's stand and shoot.
Yeah.
That's a stupid idea. Do not stand and shoot. You'll die.
Yeah, I
It's just,
haven't really
I
gotten
did
around
not
that
stand
sort of
and
line of
shoot
thinking at all.
once. It's like you gotta move, because if you don't move, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna get hit from every single side, and you're not gonna know what's gonna come, because I don't have this little indicator saying, "Oh, there's something coming from this side." I don't think there is. Or I didn't pay no attention to it because I was throwing shields and
Yeah.
blowing everything up.
The Arachnotron is the one you're
That's
thinking
the
of.
one.
The title on the
because
back.
you get pummeled with bullets that day, you just throw the shield into its head. Stop shooting. You just shoot at it. Bring it back out. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, there's no real bad enemies. There's no marauders, which is nice.
No marauders, no.
But like everything feels really good. But you're 100% right. Like you cannot stand and shoot. You'll just get chewed up. I've really found myself for the most part playing it like I played Doom Eternal. Like I'm just moving constantly.
Do not stop.
Because if I do, yeah, you're gonna get chewed out. So I double checked. Yeah, I'm through chapter 14 because there's that Komodo dragon-like enemy that they introduce.
Ah, yes.
Dealt with that one, and I think I'm up to chapter 15 now, and I know it goes up to 22. So There's a bit of me that's contemplating the idea of really going for it tonight, but I've got a few things on the plate that I'll do after.
Say
I'll probably
no.
need 2 nights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe cut that in half and we'll be right. But honestly, the biggest thing for me, and I guess it'll link to, like, I'll probably find myself referring to it again before the episode's out, but has been watching it. It's a nice blessing and a curse. Thank you very much to HBO or Max or HBO Max or whatever you're calling yourself at the moment. You change it 15 times before the end of the week, because they've been sending me episodes of The Last of Us before they've been coming out. So it's been watch episode, take notes on episode, write review for episode, get it online, and it's been this weekly grind that's kind of gotten in the way of some game time and those sort of things. Like right tonight, I guess, to peek behind the curtain for everyone, I've seen the finale of season 2 now, and I need to get the review out. Well, I've got, what have I got? We're recording this, it's 8:15 on a Sunday night. The embargo lifts at midday on Monday. It'll already be, the episode will be out for everyone by the time this goes to air, but I've got I've got a bit over 12 hours and I haven't started writing anything yet. So that's my night after we finish the show. But as soon as that's done, some Doom time.
Doom time. Well, yeah, like you said, all the enemies I don't hate. Like the Marauder in Doom Eternal, absolute bastard of a thing. Absolute bastard.
All the Dark Souls fans seem to like it. They basically started to come on board and start throwing all these get goods at you.
God,
fuckers.
Yeah, of course, idiots. But I think the one thing that everyone really agrees on, and you pointed it out last week to me, and I paid no attention to it. It's not terrible. I will say it's not terrible. It's just not as good as the original or the other two. It is the music.
Oh yeah.
Because like you pointed out to me last week, you said there are times where you forget it's even there. And when you said that, I thought, you know what?
Well, it's because sometimes it's not
you're
there.
Right. Because I don't know if they just put the music down so low that you just don't pay attention to it, because all your gunfire and explosions is just overseeing the whole music, or it's just so underwhelming that you just don't pay attention to it.
I feel like it's the latter, because Mick Gordon's soundtracks in 2016, but especially in Eternal, as like the game gets even more frantic in Eternal, I think it just helped really elevate the gameplay to have this kind of really intense music underpinning the whole thing.
And that's why I went downloaded Doom Eternal, just to make sure I wasn't, overthinking things. And when his music kicked in, it was loud to start off with, and it made me angry, and I wanted to go shoot and rip and tear things apart. I thought, okay, yeah, it's not me. I thought, no, it is. The music it's not terrible. I should point that out. It's not like, oh, it's rubbish. It's just, you forget it's there, or you sort of hear a little bit of it and go, oh yeah, that music's there, and then just carry on.
I was just trying to take a bit of a look to see if like Doom Eternal actually, like the soundtrack for Doom Eternal was out. Like there's
nothing on Spotify.
Yeah, and there's nothing on. I'm an Apple Music person. There's nothing there either.
It's just someone did like a MIDI version of it, and it was not great.
Oh, is it a MIDI one?
It's rubbish.
Because I'm seeing like Doom Eternal main theme. It also says it's by The Scribe, which surely that's not the same The Scribe that I'm thinking of. That whole band from back in our school days. Oh no, sorry, that's right. That's the script. That's the script.
There's a rapper called Scribe.
Yeah, sorry, I got stuck somewhere in the middle there. That's not what I thought it was, but like
put them together, it's the Scribe.
Like ever since Dark Ages came out, and I've been feeling a bit flat about it, but wanting that kind of really intense music to kind of give me a bit of soundtrack. I've been just popping Mick Gordon and the 2016 soundtrack on, and getting at Doom's Gate and BFG Division, and just looping those bastards constantly, especially BFG Division. It is so good.
Rip and Tear, yeah.
So, and Rip and Tear is really good too, yeah.
Yeah. And also the question is it is a prequel, and does it answer any questions of the other two? Yeah, no, a little bit, but no.
I mean, I'm fine if I come away none the wiser. I'm not playing Doom for that story, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know, but I think I can understand why he's pissed off at everyone. That's probably the only thing I got an answer from.
Yeah, that's been kind of interesting without going crazy with the spoils. It's been interesting kind of seeing this dynamic with the makers and the thing that's attached to his chest that kind of has allowed them to remain in control of him. because obviously if anyone's played Doom 2016, he is no longer in control.
And that is the other question. And the question, oh no, I won't say anything about that. I'll keep quiet on that part.
Maybe we have to do almost like a spoiler cast style idea, or a proper review discussion actually once I get done, because I know Matt Hewson's been playing it a lot, and we could maybe try and get the three of us to chat about it.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Could be a bit of fun.
Play it again. I did uninstall today. I thought I'm done.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about as in for the Dark Ages.
That's what I meant.
Oh yeah.
I finished the Dark Ages today, and I thought, you know what, I'll install it. I don't need to play it again, but I can play it again.
Oh, you won't necessarily need to.
The
But
shits and giggles.
I'll try and get it done in the next few days, and then we can see what we can do with it. But any other thoughts on Doom?
It is good. The parts that are great, but the parts that are not great are not very good. I think
right.
It can be like a very good, but those ones sort of really, like, for instance, Dragon, stupid robot things, sort of brings it down to a high good.
Yeah.
It
it's
had
also
the
not
potential
as
to be
hard,
great.
which is, I don't know, that,
No, I did put on I had to bring it down to difficulty because, the reason why I brought down difficulty because I did try to stand and shoot.
Yeah, right.
Stupid idea. Don't do that. Highly recommend don't do that. Or lie. How dare you, Xbox, Bethesda, whoever thought that was a good idea. But I will say, Doom Guy, or Doomslayer, whatever they want to call him, in this one, he's a heavy boy.
He's a big boy.
So he's a big boy. If you jump from a big distance, you can just kill people with your shockwaves.
Just obliterate everyone around you. It's pretty good, real satisfying. All right. Well, I know what the next game is. Talk to me about Clair Obscur Expedition 33, since you are now done with it.
I'm done with it. I feel like saying it's a good game is an understatement, or a great game is such an understatement.
Is this the best JRPG or JRPG inspired game that you've ever played?
Yes.
I feel like for you, that's probably an easier question than it might be for me.
I think it's never going to get toppled either.
That's awesome.
I was actually sitting there trying to figure out, is this better than The Witcher 3?
And what's your head saying at the moment?
No.
Okay.
For one reason only.
No minimap.
I don't care about the minimap. You don't need it.
The lack of minimap. I've gotten myself disoriented so many times.
I haven't.
And found myself back at the entry again. I'm like, oh shit.
Learn to use that compass. That's what it's there for. Oh, I got to go north. That way.
Well, yeah. I suppose if I did commit to memory where it was, which direction I was heading in the first place, then that'd be fine. But
I will say the only reason Expedition 33 is not better than The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 has better side stories, more entertaining side stories. That's what to me wins for it. But
that said, when we're having conversations about it being even in that sort of ballpark, though, you're still talking about like an all-timer, top 100 at least, of all time in the eyes of a lot of people.
I say it is quite funny, being that it is an independent studio.
Yeah.
Same as Witcher 3 as well. Like the two best games in the last decade, 20 years, both from independent studios, not from these big AAA studios, who now are officially making garbage games.
I mean, is there? Actually, I can't remember how high do you hold God of War in this conversation? Because that's obviously AAA and that's the big studios. For me, Witcher and God of War 2018 have been side by side. I haven't really worked out in my head, and I should, because at some point we'll need to do a list, and I'll have to actually try and decide. But I haven't been able to split them.
I have to go back and play God of War.
Let's
see, 2018. Because I will admit, like when I play a God, actually no, come to think of it. Oh, okay. I'm thinking now because when it got with God of War, when things got sort of what's the word? Shit got serious is when we find out that what's his name? Kratos. Let's go call Thanos for a second. Wrong altogether. Kratos, because we always thought that question like, is he a Norse dude, or is he something else? And then, the more we get into that game, the more we find out that he's still the ghost of Sparta. And then he brings out the blades of chaos, and you think, oh, things are gonna get serious now. Then you see Athena for no reason. Well, there's a reason for Athena's there,
Yeah.
but you're like, oh, okay. It's still old Kratos in a new place. And then you're like, yeah. So I have to go back and play it and sort of reassess the situation.
It's one of those ones. I think they're all kind of there or thereabouts.
I say it's close. Don't get me wrong.
Still,
I think
Clair Obscur's in good company though.
Yes, I think. Oh man, like yes, okay. People complain about minimap. I didn't care for some reason. I just like to get lost in the whole map because the map itself is not huge. It's not massive.
Yeah,
compared to other
That's-
games. Like you don't have to fast travel because it'll take you 2 minutes to get there. And then I think about Red Dead Redemption 2. I never fast travel. I used to ride 15 minutes from one side to the other. No complaints whatsoever. Because I didn't care.
yeah. I need to get back to Red Dead.
But then there's, yes, characters, great. Well, so where are you up to with it, I should ask?
Clair Obscur. I have.
Are you in Act 1 or?
No, I'm still absolutely. I'm in
Act
Act
one.
1. Yeah.
You've got a long way to go.
I've got a long way to go, and like there's no doubt in my mind. A bit like Monster Hunter, there's no doubt in my mind that that game is going to be my top whatever few games. It's just one of those things that kind of fell by the wayside with things like The Last of Us coverage, and then reviewing Indiana Jones, and ultimately also when it comes to Monster Hunter, losing a shit ton of my life to 2 Point
Hospital,
Museum,
Hospital,
yeah.
Museum.
Just getting absolutely hooked on that like crack. Also reviewing Forza Horizon 5 and all those sorts of things all kind of at once kind of really messed up everything for me. So Clair Obscur's fallen by the wayside, Monster Hunter's fallen by the wayside, and those were my two most anticipated games of the year. That are the ones that are criminally underplayed right now. So I honestly expected in the case of Monster Hunter for it to be my top played game every month for the first 6 months of the year, and instead it's not featured since February.
Yeah, same. I finished it and just like, I'm done with it. Unless there's like, actually no, I did the Bubble Monster.
Yeah, Mizutsina when it came in.
I should say by accident, because I just went there. It was like a little side task. It wasn't a main mission, whatever. I thought, okay, I'll go do it. It shouldn't take long. Then I went to a cutscene. I saw a bubble and I thought, shit.
It's on.
So it's on. Okay. I've got the wrong blades and everything, but it's on. And to be honest, it's a lot easier than Monster Hunter Rise. I found. I'm not talking about Monster Hunter.
Yeah, we'll end up doing more of it. We'll do more of it.
Story is great. Humor in it. The mild humor is brilliant. There's also, have you been to the village yet?
With yeah, I know which village you're talking about. What's the name of that little creature?
Kestrels?
Yeah, I've just arrived there. That's where I'm at.
It's done an Easter egg for one of the greatest memes of all time.
Oh, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes out for that.
I could tell you, but
no, leave it alone.
Okay.
Because I would say like looking ahead, and I guess I'm showing the hand a little bit for the end of the episode, but like looking ahead to June, there's just not that much that's on my I must play this sort of list. So Mario Kart's obviously one of them.
All I'll say is just go explore the village and you'll find it.
Right, double rainbows all the way all across the sky.
Yes,
cool,
definitely.
That's the reference.
Yes. Oh no, that's not the reference. It's something else we've mentioned plenty of times. And
Garbodor.
And just laugh. No Garbodor. Oh, there actually is a Pokemon reference in there.
Of course.
Someone else pointed it out to me. I thought, that makes sense. Right, see, I played 34 hours of it. I finished it. And then I got incredibly distracted and decided to play 10 more hours for absolutely no reason whatsoever other than to explore the other places I didn't get to explore that are not part of the main story. I just went exploring. Finding mimes.
That's a good problem to have.
That was my one goal. Just kill all the mimes.
Could you be tempted at all? What are you playing it on? Xbox?
Xbox, but
yeah. Could you be tempted to go for the 100%?
Oh, I don't know.
For achievements? My understanding is that like the platinum or the 100%, it's not necessarily crazy hard to do it. It's just that it requires, I think, multiple playthroughs.
See, I played on Games Pass, but the game was that good. I purchased it. If
Hey,
physical
oh
copy
yeah,
as well.
good. I don't know where my
I could.
copy's with Mum.
It just felt honestly wrong to just play it on Games Pass. I thought this game's too good to, well, say not play for free, but for $22 a month or whatever I pay for. I felt to be wrong, and it was $85 dues, which is $40 dues cheaper than any other game, like Borderlands 4.
Yeah, that I wanna. My physical copies with Mum at the moment, but I saw the Clair Obscur. I think it was their Twitter account, or maybe it was Kepler. I'm trying to check Twitter as we speak. Because I mean, there's obviously the demand's huge. There was also a lot of demand for like the collector's edition, which disappeared in no time because the game kind of became massive after launch. But they announced like a reissue or like a limited print of sorry, it's not limited actually. Pre-orders just opened on June 12th.
Oh, so they're redoing more pre-orders.
They're going to put out a bunch of extra
Third
copies
leg.
of the monolith version, which is not the same as the initial collector's edition, but it's got the same monolith statue. It's got a steel book. I'm like, oh shit, I could
Stop looking.
get
That's what I had
this.
to do with eBay. I just uninstalled eBay from my phone because all I was looking at was GameCube games. I was just buying GameCube games for no reason, so I uninstalled it. Get off before it's too late.
It's going for £99, which is what, and then it doesn't ship until January 2026. But
What? Well, they do it by ship or pigeon.
as in like, well, no, they're not gonna. They'll print them based on or manufacture them based on the number of orders, as opposed to we're just going to have a limited number. That's the catch. They're not doing a limited amount, but they won't want to produce excessive amounts. So, but yeah, $99. Oh, sorry, £99, which I'm going to have to do the conversion on in a sec. But
I feel like that's double. That's almost 200.
no, I think it's like 1.
The other way around.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, actually, sorry, you're right. It's 209 Aussie dollars at the moment.
Oh. That's why we can't go on holidays for it.
$206.
Oh, the reality's kicking in.
Oh, I'm still gonna have to find a way to do it.
Sell a kidney.
The fact that it doesn't go on order till the 12th gives me 2 paydays before then.
Ooh.
And I'm not outlaying $700 on a Switch straight away. So I think it's game on, mate. I've just got to deal with my what is it? I've got to deal with my power bill, my car registration, which is that's an ugly one. And what's the other thing? Power and my rates. If I tick all those boxes, we're good. I don't think I'm good, but we'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. I definitely want it. Like I've been banging the drum about this one since the moment it was announced. It's just, which again gives me the shits to why I've not played it. But anyway, here we are. I'm at Doomsgate. I'll get through that and then we'll go from there. Anyway, let's talk more about the game. Like, so yeah, I'm with the Kestrels. You're done. You've put another 10 hours since you finished. What are some of the things that make this game for you like an obvious must play?
Well, even if you're not a fan of the turn-based style game, I didn't think I was. Somehow I got really good at it, and I was scratching my head going, how am I good at this when all I do is button mash? I was there just pressing dodge, and then it wasn't later on I figured out what you do if you get all your parries correct, which is you counter attack and hit them.
Oh yeah.
I didn't do for 30 hours until I figured that out. I was like, oh, I'm a dickhead.
And actually, sorry, I'll walk it back. The pre-orders are open until the June 12th, so they're open now, and then they'll shut them off at that point.
And then to start off with early days, I was struggling with the countering and the parrying, so I thought, oh, maybe I need to drop the difficulty down to story mode. So if you're not a fan of it, play it in story mode because the story itself is brilliant. The voice acting is great. Andy Serkis, brilliant. Ben Starr, brilliant. You know, all of them, brilliant.
All of them.
Like, I've got nothing bad to say about the voice acting whatsoever. And if you just want some new music to listen to, Also,
Oh, that soundtrack
I
slaps.
yeah, it's one of it did at one point. I think it was like number one in the classical music category on Spotify. It was number one. It's absolutely it's 8 hours of bangers or almost 8 hours. It is 8 hours, but oh man, that soundtrack is insane. Absolutely insane for someone they found off SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's and the writer was someone on Reddit. Like they've just, or the lead writer, sorry, someone on Reddit. Just so you're aware, it's also $89 shipping for the like works out to be $89 worth of shipping. It's $302 in Australian dollars.
The devastation. You better sell your car then.
I'll look into this. Oh, that's another thing. That's the water pump in that one's cooked at the moment too. Well, not completely cooked. It's making all sorts of noise. I'm getting that fixed on. I'm getting that fixed on June 10th. Fuck.
Oh dear.
Good times. Good times for everyone.
What else was I going to say?
Stay tuned, everyone, for my OnlyFans, as well as my dedicated Ko-fi account and whatever, like, and a GoFundMe. I'm sure, like at some point too.
Paul needs funds for game. Everyone else is giving GoFundMe pages. I don't see why that's a problem.
Daddy needs money for a video game, people.
No. Paul's card needs to be fixed.
Yeah, no, we fix it. We pay my bills and we fix everything else, and then I can spend my own money on the video game. Anyway, we'll survive.
I was going to say something else too.
I conveniently get paid 3 times in that window. I just need to get to it first. Fuck, life sucks. Cost of living shit.
Oh, it sucks for everyone. There was one more thing I was going to say, and I completely forgot. I don't know. Music, gameplay, story, voice acting.
Yeah.
Acting, done that. Go play it, buy it, do whatever. You will not regret it.
Get it on Game Pass, buy a physical copy like Matto, whatever it is you need to do, get yourself a copy of.
Even like, was it Metacritic? There's no one shitting on it. It's weird. It's just
one of those few ones where the user score and the critic score is crazy high.
Bringing people together. I don't understand. There's no jiggle physics. Win. No one cares about that. You know why? There's a story to it. No one cares.
It's a 9.7 user score and a 92 from the critics. It's insane.
And this is all from a AA studio, not this AAA crap.
And on the critic side, there's only one review that is anything other than positive, and that is, funnily enough, IGN Japan. It's like the Japanese going, we can't have the French making games in our genre. Get out of here.
That's the thing I was meant to that you just reminded me. People said, "Oh, it's good to see the French have made a good game." It's like, what? No.
Haven't played an Assassin's Creed before.
I also say, yeah, but also too, is it because they made a good game, or is it because North America make very average games at the moment? You level it out. We'll take away God of War because they can stay in their own little category there.
And when Naughty Dog eventually chooses to put out a game,
then they can go in the little category of God of War. Then you look at everything else in North America. You look at Ubisoft. The games have been underachieving or average. You look at Activision too. They just make the same game every year.
Pretty much.
There's probably some other studios. So whatever. Bungie is just, well, let's not talk about Bungie because that's just got it even worse as we last talked about Bungie and Marathon. Plagiarism.
Holy shit. That's an episode of its own. If there's anything, yeah, it's weirdly timed. Next week we'll be doing predictions for Summer Games Fest, but if somehow there's an opportunity or something else comes out about that, you can bet we'll talk about it on the show in the future, people.
And also too, when did the French ever make another game? Should use my English correctly. When have the French ever made another game besides Quantum Break? Yeah,
so there's obviously been Heavy Rain, and you talking about the team, Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream, that's the one. Then that went well for David Cage.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Star Wars going anyway.
Oh yeah, who knows about Star Wars? What's it called again? Star Wars Eclipse.
No one knows. Eclipse, yeah.
I believe it's still in development, and like I'd actually trust the team to put out a really good game because Heavy Rain was awesome.
it's
Beyond
just
Two
Game of the
Souls had a good story, but just the way they structured it was weird. They kind of chopped and changed in their timeline. It was really hard to keep track of. Detroit Become Human is insanely good. Like this team doesn't really miss. It's just behind the scenes, it's a bit of a shit show apparently. And in terms of just the way the studio does its business. But we would be due really to hear more about it.
Oh, I'll write that down for Summer's Games Fest right there.
Yeah, that's not a bad prediction.
Star
And Jeff
Wars
was the one
game.
that introduced it to the world as well.
Oh, so Jeff is probably trying to figure out where it is too. Big eyes.
Well, that and like if it's going to pop up there, maybe it's through Jeff again.
But yes,
I've also just found their press email address. So that's handy information to have.
And you also know a game's good when even the president of France even congratulates it being.
Make it a national holiday.
Yes.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll swing over to the games I've been playing, and those two are part of that list. Not much Clair Obscur. Like I've squeezed in like one session since we last recorded updates, but as we discussed, I'll be getting back to it nice and soon. Doom we've spoken about a bit. So then beyond that, and I'm just double checking my trophies to make sure I've got my timing right and everything, that I'm not adding games to the list that don't belong. But since then, and excluding Clair Obscur and Doom, there's about 4 or 5 that I've been playing, different capacities. Nico DeRico, The Magical World, I think, I can't remember if I discussed it in any capacity, but it weird.
Sounds like a kid's show.
Weird name, but it's actually like super. Like I mean, you've enjoyed the Donkey Kong countries, like the modern Donkey Kong countries. This is very much like that, and really really high quality as well. But then also the camera shifts at different points, and it becomes almost like Crash Bandicoot, running at the screen or running away from the screen. Like they shift, they do the 2D platforming. So for what it's worth, yeah, Nico DeRico. It's a strange name, but Niko Deriko. It's a really really good platformer.
Last bit. Say the last name again.
So Niko Deriko.
IKO. Oh, The Magical World.
The Magical World. There's like
I've seen that one, yeah.
There's like a director's cut version that's just come out recently as well. I don't which includes this Secret World add-on. But like it's a really really good game. I published we've started a new feature piece on the Player 2 website recently called Indie Watch. Myself and then the other editors are kind of highlighting different indie games each week. And we just rotate between us. We do 2 different games. Matt did a few last week. This week was my week. I did Nico DeRico, and then I slipped Clair Obscur in there as another indie. Because I guess it technically is, but
it is technically an indie. Yes,
I'm stretching it, but it's such a good game. So I really highly encourage people to go check out Nico DeRico if you're looking for that Donkey Kong Country, Crash Bandicoot 4 sort of platformer. It ticks both of those boxes, and it's a really really high quality title. Like I don't have many reasons to complain about it at all. I went back to Astrobot and polished off all the DLC content, which I've just been kind of letting build up over the course of the last few months. But I jumped into their Stellar Speedway, Winter Wonder, and Vicious Void DLCs. Checked out all the stuff there. The level names in that Vicious Void thing. I think maybe we even spoke about them on the show at one point. But just to remind you of what some of them are called. So there's Armored Hardcore. Sure, no worries. It's kind of a reference to Armored Core. Not so bad. Hard to Bear, not too bad. But then you've got and TikTok Shock's not too bad. But then you've got Thrust or Bust, and Cockadoodle Doom.
What about Bloodborne 60 SPF?
60 SPF. So the names were, or a couple of the names in particular, are interesting and a little bit almost like they've been ripped from a Ratchet and Clank game, really. You know, like the old Up Your Arsenal and Quest for Booty and all those sorts of things. But it was so good to just go back to Astrobot. Myself and the kids sat down and played it. Well, they watched and I played it. And they just, every time I'd fail, because some of them are hard levels, and you're trying to get there against the clock, try and beat people on the friends list, all those sorts of things, and like that's all right, Daddy, you'll do it next time. Like, shut up! You're getting in my head. Stop it.
Oh, I want to do this, Dad. Shut up. Get out. You're bad luck.
Daddy's shit at a video game. Get out of here. Turns out I'm not
Are
shit,
you- are
actually.
you good- are
My
you good at Mario
times for
Kart,
completion are
son?
pretty good.
No. You good at Mario Kart, son? No. Shut up. Quiet.
No comment.
Quiet.
I checked out Blades of Fire, which is the new game from Mercury Steam, so the developers of Metroid Dread. They did Samus Returns for the 3DS. They also did Castlevania Lords of Shadows back in the day. And I got suckered in by this one. Actually, not even by the game. Like the game looks really good. And then I saw a preview where the comparison was made to Castlevania Lords of Shadow again. I'm like, oh, awesome! We're getting that Lords of Shadow classic God of War style action game. It's a fucking Souls-like. And I got massive whiplash and bounced real fast. I'm glad Matt's doing Matt Houston's doing the bulk of the work with this, the coverage of this one, and I'll pop my comments in there to go alongside. But I genuinely thought that I was getting an action game, like more of an action game, like a God of War, or like a Lords of Shadow, and it made sense that the comparison was there to Lords of Shadow because this is the people who developed Lords of Shadow. And it's not even close. Well, sorry, it is kind of close, but it's got all of the Souls things across the top of it, and I hated life really quickly. For those of you into those sorts of games, I don't even think that this is necessarily a very good Souls-like either. I think it'll be perfectly fun, but not. You're never gonna make comparisons between this and any of the Souls games, or Lies of P, not even Stellar Blade, which is probably, you've got the Souls games, you've got Lies of P, there's probably then a step down to where Stellar Blade is, and then this would be a few levels down from that, my understanding. So yeah, I'm in no hurry to get to it, and Souls fans, if you're watching or listening to this, I don't know if I'd recommend it even for you. Unless you're just planning on playing every single Souls like there is, which point go for broke. Did you look it up? Is that what I kind of gathered you were doing there?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, no.
You sort of clicked something in my head. I was like, oh, hey, I'll go quickly check that. And that was all.
Yeah, I'm not going to rush to play that. That said, I have learnt. So there was some previews go up. I mentioned Souls likes and not being into them, and I mentioned Lies of P. There was a whole bunch of previews that went up for the Lies of P DLC that's coming. Now that game's like 2 years old, so I'm surprised it's taken so long for the DLC to come along. But there's DLC that they announced last year. It's coming out, I think, pretty soon now. But they're going to be adding a difficulty scale into the game. Like there's a patch that's going to come out for the main game at the same time as the DLC that's going to add difficulty levels into it. I'm like, all right, I think I'll play Lies of P now. Because if we can put it on baby mode, I'll smash through it like I could with the Star Wars Jedi game. Or Stellar Blade, no worries. But Blades of Fire doesn't really do that, and I don't like it. What have I got? 3 other games to discuss. Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny. So this was the remaster of the PS2 game.
The Capcom one?
Yeah, Capcom. Obviously, there's the new Onimusha game that comes out next year. I'm kind of relatively excited to check that one out. But Capcom's just not putting enough TLC into these remasters of those 2 Onimusha games. They're pretty bare bones. You look and you go, oh, yep, that's a PS2 game. That you don't look and go, oh, maybe this was a PS3 game. Maybe you see signs of a remaster. Just not really. Like it's pretty basic. I probably would have rather them just put it up as a PS2 classic or something on PSN or whatever. Good enough games to play, don't get me wrong. But you absolutely have to look at it and go, oh yeah, this is a game of its time, not something that they've even tried to make it fit in the modern setting. So if you're a fan of Onimusha, then please go for it. You'll have a great time. But if you're not, maybe don't jump into these remasters. Just wait for the new one and see if that is more to your liking. The last couple of days, I've returned to Lego Batman 3 with my son. We've been playing that in co-op when he earns a little bit of video game time. He's been wanting to play that, or and probably fueling my fire a little bit, but he's also been wanting to play a bit of 2 Point Museum as well. But the last few days we've been going back to Lego Batman 3. It's just junk food for the most part, but it's pretty obscure. when you're moving through levels. Like some of the stuff, like I don't know how I would have worked out that I need to use this character in this spot to do this thing, and there's a million different suits for them all with all these different abilities. Like they're thrown a lot at you, and kids will be fine. Like they'll just keep bouncing around and eventually they'll work it out. But when you're a grown adult that's got shit to do and you're like, what the fuck are they trying to get me to do here? It's pretty irritating. But I'll keep playing it, and every now and then consult YouTube just to, how do I get through this? Cool. Okay, awesome. Let's do it. The last game that I'll talk about is AFL 26, which Ross and the team at Big Ant provided me a code for. I'll have a review that'll go up on the Player 2 website this week, is the hope. Also, I'll be doing a whole bunch of coverage for that for the Hoops Crew, my AFL content. It's significantly improved on AFL 23, actually.
Oh, really?
Firstly, everything just works, which is a good start. Because AFL 23 just did not. 26 pretty much works straight out the gate without any patches, which was a nice surprise. And then a lot of the modes they brought in, like the pro career, like the pro modes, and the ultimate team sort of equivalents that you see in obviously 2K and FIFA. That's there straight out the gate as well. They brought that in almost 12, 18 months after the launch of AFL 23. That's there straight out of the box this time. I think they kind of learnt what they need to learn from AFL 23 and had it ready to go for the launch this time. That's all pretty fun. It kind of helps the Ross also sent me a code for the maximum number of VC, or I can't remember what the currency is now, but like the VC equivalent, which is like $150 worth of stuff that he just sent me a code for. Nice to not have to pony up my own money, but it certainly allowed me to kind of mess around with it a little bit and see what you can do with it. That all works really well. Certainly, if people get hooked on it, it's going to be probably just as addictive as Ultimate Team and everything from the 2K suite as well. It can still be a little bit easier to game it. There's so many players moving around in the space. It's pretty hard not to be able to tackle someone or get tackled by someone, either AI or human. Like everyone's kind of bumping into each other all the time, so it can be a little bit just frantic as you're just trying to like handball the ball out of the space, and then hopefully someone with a bit of room gets their hands on it. You can actually try and execute a kick. But it works a lot better than AFL 23. It feels like everything's moving just a little bit slower so that you can actually play the game properly. So, big tick in the box for Big Ant and what they've done with AFL 26. Still not perfect, and it's never obviously going to look as good as what you'd expect, like visually look as good as what you'd get from an EA or 2K sports game. But this is a good step in the right direction. Like if people have enjoyed AFL games over the years and are looking for one these days, this would probably be the one I'd point to. So it's a big step in the right direction. It's got all the modes you'd expect from any other sports game. You can play a full season. You can create a player and kind of build out their career like you get in 2K. You can there's a management mode, like team management mode, as well as the ultimate team style stuff. Like they've got pretty much everything going for them. So, and the game plays pretty well. So they've got AFLW in there. They've got the main AFL, like the men's AFL. They've got pretty much everything. I'm pretty happy. Are you considering picking it up at all, being an AFL fan?
No, maybe, but I remember playing, the old AFL Live.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember playing that on hard, and all I did was just torp it, and just market it, and just beating teams by, I don't know, like 200 points without even trying. So hopefully the difficulty's a bit better these days. It's 20 years ago we're talking about here, but yeah, eventually I reckon. Not right now.
Yeah, don't rush it. There's plenty else to do, but yeah, it's a good bit of fun. So if people like AFL, I'd encourage them to get behind it. But anyway, I'll have full thoughts on the Player 2 website and in video form on the Hoops Crew YouTube channel over the course of this week, so people can go check that stuff out there. Let's cast the eye forward a little bit. Matto, what do you see yourself playing over the course of next month? You've ticked off 2 games that I am still in the middle of, in Clair Obscur and Doom. So what's on the June to playlist outside of the Switch 2, which you alluded to at the very beginning of the episode?
Nothing, to be honest. Absolutely nothing. Maybe I'll finally get back to playing The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, good call.
it has not been on the list for so long. It's like, oh, I'm gonna play this now. Oh wait, a new game just came out. I don't want to play. Sorry, Last of Us Part 2. Just go back in the corner there. I was going to play it start last month. Then Expedition 33 came out. I finished it.
And you fell in love with it.
Then Doom the Dark Ages came out, so it got put in the corner again. And now Mario Kart's Mario Kart. I'll just.
That's the everlasting gobstopper. You'll just keep playing that from time to time.
Just keep, it's like the Energizer battery or the Energizer bunny.
It'll just keep going.
So Last of Us Part 2 will finally get to play. And yet I've seen nothing about the TV show, which I'm quite happy about.
Look, the TV. I mean, I'm glad that you've not been spoiled on the TV show. Because but you know the spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2, though, don't you?
I know the big one. And then someone's kind of like, comparing like one shot from the TV show to one shot from the game and comparing it. I thought, no, I don't want to see it.
They do a pretty good job with the TV show of like they've made a few strategic changes that make things work. And don't worry, I won't spoil anything. That make the show. Make the game work in the TV setting, like I guess just the way people consume it, the way people need information. The fact that they've split Last of Us Part 2 over 2 seasons means that they kind of needed to explain. So the big thing that you know about, the
snowball fight,
the snowball fight. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2 for everyone here. Joel dies in a snowball fight. No. Joel dies in a snowball fight. So, like, in the game, it just kind of happens, and there's no real explanation for how or why, and then you gradually find it out in time. Whereas in the TV show, almost literally the first scene is Abby being introduced, and she's like, we have to kill Joel. And then not long after, you get her reasons for wanting to kill Joel. And I think that's because the show's, like, the game is split over 2 seasons. This episode of Patched is now going live after The Last of Us finale goes to air. So the final episode of the season ends with the... Do you know the narrative structure? Like they have day 1, day 2, day 3, and then day 1, day 2, day 3 again?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think I might be... I'm only early into it.
You know the 2 main characters though, right, in this one? Abby and Ellie?
Yeah, I've sort of gotten the start of Abby's story.
Okay, so you understand the structure then. So yeah, you do days 1, 2, 3 as Ellie, and then it's day 1, 2, 3 as Abby. You see all the activities from the 2 opposite perspectives, and then eventually it all sorts itself out at the end. But season 2 ends with like the text being like Seattle, day 1, as you see Abby kind of looking out over the football field and all that sort of stuff. So, to keep people, I guess, on the hook for all of this time, for essentially going to be probably close to 2 years as to why did she even do this, is probably not necessarily good for audience retention. So they kind of explain it pretty early on in the TV show as to why she does it. There's little changes, like you'd remember from the first game, they talk about, spores and stuff and how Joel would always have to mask up to make his way through any of the spores and stuff. Yeah. Ellie doesn't, but they didn't introduce spores in season 1. They didn't introduce, some of the ways that people learn about Ellie and various different things going on there. They've changed that, and then all of a sudden spores came in, like in, I think it was the 4th or 5th episode, because you get to the hospital. And the scene from the hospital because you've played out Ellie's half of the story. But then that's going to be more important for when you deal with the Abby story and the Abby side of the story, and when you go to the hospital through her lens. Like it's all they've made some strategic changes that suit the TV audience, make it really intriguing. But then if you know, you kind of know. They do a good job, but that's awesome that you're going to be jumping into part 2 and kind of finishing off. So we don't have to dance around spoilers too much anymore. Anything else?
No, that's it. Hey, there was nothing.
Gonna play Nico Dorico now?
Of course.
Good. What about, and I'll just throw out some ideas for some games. So we've obviously mentioned Mario Kart already.
Yes.
FBC Firebreak.
Oh.
I've heard from some hands-on where people are like, I don't know if this is going to be the one that really sticks. This might be a flop for Remedy. But considering it's free on PlayStation Plus and Game Pass, I'll be giving it a go.
Complain about, yeah.
Yeah. One that isn't free through Game Pass that I was really hoping would be good, and based on some previews isn't, and people are kind of maybe calling for it to get delayed, is Mind's Eye. That's the one from Leslie Menzies, the guy who I think Jeff Keighley introduced it, I think, with one of his, or maybe it was PlayStation. It was either a State of Play or one of Keighley's showcases. The one by, like, he used to work for Rockstar. He's the lead producer that left.
Oh, the police
and then
one.
created, it's kind of a sci-fi, policey, GTA style game.
That one.
The previews came out recently and people going, oh, it's just a bit buggy and broken. They should probably delay it. So I'm hoping that one doesn't come out and it comes out a little bit later on. Otherwise, it's going to be one of those ones that I reckon. Well, it's on my list, but I just don't think I'll go play it if the previews are anything to go by. And Death Stranding 2. I mean, I'd love to play Death Stranding 2 if I played the original.
Oh, the Australian special.
Yeah, I feel like even more compelled to go and play the sequel, but I need to play the original first. There is no way I can.
So is number 2 actually in Australia?
At least part of it is in Australia. Yeah, apparently there's kangaroos hopping around and all sorts.
That could mean absolutely nothing. They could just escape from the zoo for all we know.
No, my understanding is that Kojima takes it to Australia somehow.
Was there a didgeridoo sound in the trailer or
I don't know.
Game Pass? But that's
this is all stuff that I learned. I don't think the trailer revealed it. I think it was all just from the previews. The people who went over to Japan and played it. Because I was chatting to who was I chatting to? I think I was chatting to Brody Gibbons from Press Start at an event recently. I won't be discussing what that event was, not until next month. But we were chatting about the whole thing there, and he was talking about how it was in Australia, and he, kangaroos hopping around and shit. I'm like, all right, cool, okay, he's doing the Australia thing.
Only Kojima could do that.
Yeah,
put something in Australia for no reason whatsoever.
I hope there's a good reason.
Watches Fury Road, goes, you know what? I'm going to put Australia in a game. They're a dingo with a baby.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. I'd love a good dingo with a dingo and a baby reference.
Or a goon bag on a clothesline. Then you've got it all nailed down, Kojima. But how well does Kojima know Australia? Trip on a Barbie?
Yeah, I mean, surely these little references got to be tucked in there somewhere. But anyway, I don't think I'll be playing that because I don't think I'm getting an opportunity to play the original Death Stranding in the meantime. But there's going to be plenty to chew on. Obviously, I mentioned Clair Obscur. There's Monster Hunter Wilds, and then I'll start working through the backlog with some of the various other games along the way. I want to go back and play South of Midnight and get that finished up. Assassin's Creed Shadows is something I'd still like to play as well. I really do want to play that one also before Ghost of Yotai comes out, because then once that comes out, I'm probably not going to want to go play Shadows. So there's enough going on. Avowed, I want to go back and play.
Oh yeah.
Like, fuck. Anyway. Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, let's wrap it up. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patch. There's Let's Plays. We've got shorts. Lots of preview shorts still rolling out. Go check out all the stuff on the YouTube channel. And referring to before, who knows? Maybe we'll do like a review discussion on Doom the Dark Ages with Matt Hewson as well. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patched, the Player 2 podcast. Pixel. What is it now? The Player 2 Pixelcast. Holy shit. That was the old name for it before we brought the Pixelcast on board. The Player 2 Pixelcast and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon. Patreon.com/player2au. Kicking a few bucks. Lower tiers early access. Higher tiers monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter or socials. Matto.
Phil.
Paul James Games for myself. The website is player2au. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you later.